tribe has it, right? Every tribe has in-house battles, right, that go on. But the big problem is that we're not getting welcomed in properly when we are trying to come. Those that are trying to come in, we're not getting welcomed in properly. It's just not happening, and we gotta fight from both ends to try to make it a more of a better situation in regards to that.
Okay,
What
brother,
was you
let me
saying,
just come in
Sherry?
and
You was
say
gonna say
this.
something.
Oh, Dr.
Right.
Sherry, go. You go first and then I'll come in.
I'm just saying that um, we want to come. We have a heart to help or to build, but the character flaw, the greed, the stinginess, the selfish, the entitlement. These things they're real. They're real, and must be addressed. People, I was so proud today. There was a Nigerian police officer. He was offered 800,000 naira to let a criminal go free. I guess he was engaging in fraud with money or something, and he said no. But how many people will take the bribe and look the other way, and then wonder why the country never progresses? When we come there, we need somebody that is going to be able to say, look, we see your concerns and they are valid, and this is how we will deal with them.
Right.
I mean, once we start the critical thinking, we won't be jumping up and down about oil when Africa is the land of sun. We need to do what we need to do solar and get off
Right.
of the oil. But we are not critically thinking. We just want to
Stop
follow.
bleeding. Stop bleeding the earth, like as if the earth doesn't need it. It's there for a reason inside of the earth. He already gave us the power from above. Why do we keep taking it from below? I get it 110%.
So, but I say this is very, very exhilarating, exciting, and fun. Let us learn how. That's what I say.
So, Dr. Sherry, I want to come in again, and Brother T, I see you're ready to speak. Brother Terrence, you so also get ready because you are the one on the continent, so you can give us, your viewpoint here. But I want to say this. Yes, I understand that there are character flaws, but I think that innately, as human beings, we all want to have a comfortable life. I don't think that human beings are innately bad, greedy, and all those things. Honestly, if you have enough food to eat and you have your daily needs and stuff, I think most people are gonna do the right thing.
Yeah,
But
that's what you
again,
say. You say you think most people, but see, I mean, hey, it's not like we're the only people that are sold land that has been sold 3 and 4 times. You guys are getting that too. You're getting that too. You're sending money back home only to find out it's being used for baby showers and engagement parties and all kinds of fun flexing and being
Question.
robbed of your money as well. And
Miss Sherry,
I'm not going to risk you can do anything you want. I'm not
no, no,
risking
no, no.
my finances for people that have poor characters and they are
Okay.
desperate, because a lot of times the desperation with money is not actually tied to the actual amount of money they have, meaning there are people with much more than me who are greedy, who are selfish, who ate plenty of food last night, that don't give a darn about the people in your country that didn't have anything to eat, and they are just as much as the problems. Okay, it's a very high level of people being dishonest there, and if that's not addressed, who's signing up to be taken advantage of?
Okay, so Miss Sherry, let me come in because in a way I feel like you are kind of also pouring the rhetoric again. It's kind of like me saying all African Americans are gangsters and all those things, right? I mean, Africa is 54 countries. How many of those Africans are doing all the things that you are saying? I'm not gonna
Well,
say that they're not, but wait. Let me finish, please.
all we have to
Let
do
me
is look
finish,
at how
please.
Africa is running to know there's a lot going wrong.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Because you have Black Americans who are also selling drugs, guns, and things to their people. Why?
Poor
So there, and
character.
then we have a
Poor
thing that we say in
character.
Ghana.
Poor
Yeah.
character.
So I don't want you to make it seem like the poor character is only in Africa, because even if you look at the YT
No, I
community,
don't think
there's
that's.
also,
I don't think that's.
you
I
know,
don't think that's the case, Doctor. Nah, I
that's
think.
how it's coming out. She's really like
I
focusing on
don't.
the
I
negative
don't.
side
I
of
don't
the
think that that's
African
the case. We're
community.
pointing out. I think she's just pointing out the. We're right now. We're talking about going into Africa, and I think she's just pointing that particular part out. Listen,
Yeah.
we know all across the board that we have
Mhm.
flaws on both sides. The one thing that we don't need to get into is a hissy fit over which side is doing what, or over which side is doing what. Both sides are messing up terribly,
Yeah.
terribly,
My
and it's
my
Because
it's
whole point
askew.
my whole point is
Go
what
here's
I
ahead, T.
want.
the
Go ahead, T. Go
I
ahead,
want to
Tyree.
come in. I want to say like the reason why you would do something immoral or something that'll go against the collective is because the lack of resources, or you feel like you need more resources to acquire something that you're feeling like you're lacking. And I feel like when I look at our people as a global collective, we are yearning for something that the white people have that they are depriving us of on intention. Saying
Mhm.
everything, the gold, the diamonds, the bauxite, the manganese, everything that's in Africa is nothing but what we make it as Europeans or or Arabs or whoever else outside of Africa is making the things that is in Africa worth money. So they can come and offer you CDs or francs or CFA or whatever the currency is in Africa that is nothing. They are the ones with the printing of the paper money machines. They have that on lock. We can't do that. We don't have that. What we do have is the natural resources. One thing I do realize though is Africans don't value the natural resources that the Europeans and the Asians and the Arabs and everybody else are clamoring for. We don't care about them. So that is the fundamental issue that we have. We do not care about gold. We do not care about bauxite. We do not care about manganese and diamonds and oil. Let's get that understood first. Until we accept that and change that, we can forget everything else. Because what they will do is come and offer you something small for what you have plenty of that you don't care about. And as long as they do that, even the cassava, we eat cassava, but they make starch out of it and make it into more and more many different things than we just eat raw cassava and make fufu and that's it.
Which
All
is
right.
It's
starch.
it's time.
Is brother Terrence in here?
Brother Terrence. Okay,
Brother
maybe he
Terrence, are
can.
you there? Well, he must be busy. Dr. Knock, can we go
Yeah.
to the next video? Because we trust me, we can dig into this thing over, and there's so much stuff we can get into that.
Yeah.
But we're right now we're building up. Trust me, keep up that momentum because we're building up
I
right now.
know. I just didn't want it because my
Yeah,
African folks are gonna be mad at me
yeah,
because the
but
way
No,
it
no,
Baba, I'm
no.
seems
here.
like we're the only
Hello,
people
can
Oh,
you
who
hear
are
me?
okay.
doing the wrong things,
Yes,
and that's
brother
how it
Terrence. Brother
Yeah,
Terrence,
yeah,
what do you have to say on the subject before we jump into this next video?
yeah. Honestly, I've been listening to you guys. I must tell you, I'm so happy, for this discussion and everything, because we are suffering so much, and especially we in this part of Africa with all the thing that we have. I can use myself for example in my own village. My other brother called me last week that everything we planted, that nothing is working, nothing is growing. The crops are dying because, so much oil is being taken away from the land. But you can imagine with all of that, we are here struggling to survive. And meanwhile, resources is being taken from our land in a very backyard, yet we have nothing to show for it. We are struggling, we are suffering. So it's really painful, it's really painful. So like I always said, there's like she's talk about the color the characters flow, you understand? So I know definitely we need to work on ourselves. We need to work on ourselves, and but I can tell you that there are a lot of, good people as well, in as much as
Oh,
there are,
yes.
in as much as there are bad people and, bad characters, there are good people and responsible people who are positively working for a positive change. And, we in this, this our generation, we definitely, because we have been sidelined, so we know that we need to really stand up and, and take over what belongs to us. And we need you guys, because we are brothers, we are sisters. We need you guys. We can't do it alone, because those
We need
people
each other.
who,
We need each other, man.
we need each other. Those people who are in their face of power, they are working with all these Chinese people and, the white people. When they come, they offer them money. So, that we don't have the support of those people. So we have to come together and strategize and see how we can take over what belongs to us. I can tell you I'm passionately and I'm very ready. And I can tell you that I've always seen you guys as, as one, as brothers, as sister. So whichever way we can achieve this, I am ready to work with you guys. All right. Thank you.
And that's the thing that I notice. We have to always remember that it's the minority that has the power, and the majority that actually are good people that want to do good, but just are not in position to be able to make things happen. But the problem with that is, the thing with that is, it's us that don't have that need to get together so that we can actually become the power that's necessary to take things back. Because these people that are exploiting it, they're not going to do it. They don't care. They're going to keep doing what they're doing as long as their family is good, and that's it. So we just got to keep fighting. Dr. Na, can you put on that next video with Miss Dr. Africana? She is amazing. I would love us to listen to that and let her break down a couple things. The last one that you just finished, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
We were way ahead of them in our civilization. They set out to destroy us. And Berlin Conference put the nail on that coffin. So they gave Djibouti the same sovereignty as the United States. They gave Burundi the same sovereignty as China. They gave Togo. You see, the EU realizes individual little countries, they can't survive on the world stage. So they come together as the European Union. Now picture this now. So they cut up this Africa into the tiny little countries, small economies that could never survive on their own, but gave them the same sovereignty as the big boys. So that way, when the little bitty countries go to the world stage for the purposes of development and discussing trade, they're wannabe boxers who are being thrown into the heavyweight boxing ring every day. How do you put China in the same boxing ring with Eswatini? Eswatini has 1.2 million people. China has 1.4 billion people. And you put them on the same stage and say, go at it, negotiate. Are you with me? Yes. This is insanity of the highest order. How have we allowed this carnage to go on? When Eswatini is thrown in the same boxing ring with China and Eswatini collapses before Eswatini even gets on the stage, the world says, well, Eswatini, what's wrong with you? Why can't you take care of your people? Well, China came in and said, Eswatini, give me all your gold or else. And if Eswatini does not agree, they just go on next door to Lesotho and give Lesotho an extra $1. And if Lesotho doesn't take it, they just jump on to Togo, Central African Republic. It was all by design. 1884. They did something else in addition to chopping us up. They also set out to make the African believe that everything African was bad and undesirable, and everything Western, particularly French and British, was more desirable. We call that the legacy of colonization. Prior to that, they had started long working on the slaves. Make them think everything about them, forget anything about Africa. Where you come from is a horrible place, diseased and dying people, constantly at war with themselves, uncivilized. Cut out any communications with them. You need to just know what we tell you. And we call that the legacy of slavery. So that's where you look at where we are today. 135 years later, a system that was put in place to see to it that Africa and her children are forever defeated, that Africa is forever exploited, remains in place today, alive and well. And we sit here and we ask ourselves, why isn't Africa moving forward? Why does Africa continue to be taken advantage of? Well, I'll tell you why, very simply. Until Africa comes together as a continent speaking with one voice, one continent, one people, nothing, and I repeat, nothing is gonna change. As individual little African countries, we are wannabe boxers. We will never make it fighting against the heavyweights. We must speak with one voice. Yeah. And this is exactly what our Pan-African leaders wanted to see happen in 1963 when they came together in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. They clearly stated that Africa for the Africans at home and abroad, and that African Union was now. They said Africa must speak with one voice. It is the only way for Africa to take its rightful place on the world stage. Sadly, when they went to Addis Ababa in 1963, they were divided. We had two factions, the Casablanca group and the Monrovia group. The Casablanca group were saying Africa for the Africans at home and abroad, and African Union now. This was Ghana, Guinea, Mali, Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. Only 7. The other 25 of the 32 who attended were the Monrovia group. They were the nationalists. They said, let's go slow. Let's kind of wait on this Pan-African thing. 55 years later, 56 this year, we're still going slow. As if it wasn't bad enough that we were divided up into the tiny little countries that we are today. The gift that Berlin Conference gave us. One other thing that France did between 1958 and 1961 in the name of giving us our independence as African countries. France forced the Francophone, and I hate that terminology. There is no such thing as Francophone, Anglophone. They made it up. But for the purposes of communication, I will use that. 14 of those countries, they said, in order for you to get your independence from us, you must sign this document. You thought they could have found a better name for the document. The document was called the Pact for the Continuation. I repeat, the Pact for the Continuation of Colonization. We are talking about giving you independence, but sign this pact for the continuation of colonization in a different format. And I'm going to highlight some of those issues that they said you must agree to if you are going to be independent. Hello. Maybe we need to redefine the meaning of independence for the French. First, France said, you see, you monkeys, you don't know how to manage your money. We're going to demand that you deposit 85% of your bank reserves with the French Minister of Finance. Under the French Central Bank, under the control of the French Minister of Finance. France is then going to take your 85% bank deposits from each and every one of you. Deposit those funds in the French stock market under the French name. And you may or may not know the returns. Today, as we speak, the latest figures are saying for every 14 billion that France invests in the stock market from Africa, they are realizing upwards of 300 billion in return. Every year in, year out, because of these deposits from the African countries, France is taking out of Africa over $500 billion. Now figure it out. For every 14 billion, the returns on the investment are over 300 billion, and they are taking over 500 billion. So in actuality, France is taking out of Africa trillions of dollars year in and year out from us poor people, Africans.
Okay.
Just amazing.
Right. I don't even
Just
know.
amazing. I love that lady. You go ahead. You're gonna have to set it off then.
Mhm. Yeah.
You're gonna have to set it off then. You don't know what to say.
That's neocolonialism. And we've been, for me, from my side, as an African who has lived in America for so long, of course, being in academia, I've been saying this. Again, the system has people locked in so much that they're just trying to do what they need to do to buy bread and shelter. But now that we are putting it on the bigger stage, I hope that, the youth in Africa are also listening. Because a lot of this information, honestly, they don't even have the time to go search for it. Because, like I said, they're busy trying to make sure they can eat, feed their children. You know what I'm saying? Have the roof on their head. But again, I gotta say, Black folks all around the world, I mean, this is not the time to separate. This is the time to hold on tight to each other. But I do have to say something, and I hope I'm not deviating from the point, because I will let you guys come in. But in terms of what you talk about, what the changes that you want to see in Africa in terms of the diasporans coming in, I want to say that the diaspora needs to organize and go in as a unit. Because if you go, you do your own thing, you do your own thing, you cannot see the power of what the diasporans are doing. Because right now there's a lot of diasporans who are doing a lot of projects all over Africa. So I'm saying, but we need to make this a movement, not just going to go dance and have fun. Vacation time will come, but it's not now. We're not that free yet to be, whatever it is. We're not that free yet. So Black folks all around the world, I don't care, Jamaica, Caribbean, wherever you are, if you feel like there's a small little blood of Africa in you, this is your time to step up for the sake of your ancestors that suffered so much and toiled so much to get you to where you are now. I want to stop here, and you guys can come in.
Tari, what you think, man?
Oh, sorry, bro. I ain't even hear the last progression. I've been over here chilling, but what y'all? Please give me a rundown.
I would
No,
like
just
rise up strong, say no to drugs, say no to wrong. Pass the mic to the town, let's pledge. No drugs here, we stand on the edge. We say no, we say no to drugs in our homes and our schools. No, we say no, we say no to drugs in our homes and our schools. No, from Noyaa to Tema, children rise up strong. Say no to drugs, say no to wrong. Pass the mic to the town, let's pledge. No drugs here, we stand on the edge. We say no, we say no to drugs in our homes, in our schools. No, we say no, we say no to drugs in our homes, in our schools. Pass the mic next town, your turn. Together we rise, together we learn. Pass the mic next town, your turn. Together we rise, together we learn.
They've stole every creation that we've ever came up with. They made it theirs. Then on top of that, they stole our actual energy, which is our labor. So they stole their resources and they stole our energy. And by doing both sides of those coins there, now Africa is in a place where it needs to be invested in order to be able to get the resources running. And Americans are in a place where we have the money to make things happen, but we're not in our own continent where we can do our resource, where we can make the resources kick off. So this is where the rubber meets the road. And this is where we both need each other to the 10th power. Because with Africa's resources and with our spirit, this is the reason why I put together this little catalog here that's going next. Because we've been talking about the Africa side of things. I just been wanting to show how Africa has been being extracted as far as its resources, how it's crippled the people in a certain way, and how these other people have been coming in and actually running their markets on their soil. But now we're going to get over to the African American side of things from this point on the videos. But I just want us to realize. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'll let you jump in on that.
What to do with the resources in Africa? Because that's what the thing I think we're missing. Like, if we don't want the other nationalities, like the value of it is coming from the actual other nationalities. We don't value gold like they do. We don't value diamonds like they do. We don't value oil like they do. We don't value none of the resources that's in Africa like our oppressors do, and they have the resources that we actually want. We don't want the oil. We really don't. When you get
Well, the
down to
reason
it, we
that's
want the
the
petrol.
thing. It's just like the brother said a minute ago. The crops are starting to die because the oil is being extracted. See, the thing is the resources that they keep stealing from out of the ground, we understand spiritually the reason why it's there in the first place. It's what actually gives us life. It's what actually gives us our nutrients. It's what actually keeps the balance of the earth a certain way. So that's the reason why we don't use it in these. I mean, we don't think about it in these same sense, but at the same time,
No.
we're
But
moving in
brother,
the.
that's a problem. That's a serious problem, because what it is if they don't value the food, like say we want to grow food and they want to extract oil from the same land. They have nuclear bombs and we got cutlass or machetes. Who do you think is gonna come out on top?
Oh no, I get you there 110%. We have to make sure, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how spiritual we want to be with the earth, we have to realize that we're in a competition with these people, and we have to be sharp, and we have to be up to par. We have to keep up with the times. Like we
Right,
have to
but the
keep up
land,
with the
the
technology.
land is finite. The resources is finite. It's only so much oil, so much gold, so much everything already in the
Right,
land right now. We can say
right,
we want it or they want it. Who's gonna get it?
I
right.
think the person that is in control of their mindset can build anything. See, I'm not going to attribute power to barbarians, to the true, real barbarians. Okay, if with every breath in my body, I know what we have the capacity to do. It's just, do we decide to do it? Do we decide to take the time?
I think you guys are saying the same thing. I think that you guys are saying the same thing from two different angles,
So
and
this
it's completely true.
and this is not about weaponry. This is about something much more powerful than that. And if you don't, or if that's not part of your conversation, I know I can't even be involved, because I know that there's a power greater than us that's within us that can allow us to do anything. That's why the African man is the finest specimen of man on planet Earth since time began. I don't care if you're talking about someone walking around in the slum of Makoko in knee deep in 4 feet of water. I don't care if you're talking about in Carroll City, Florida, in Opelika, in Chi-Town, Chirac, or New York City, or wherever that black man is. When you guys decide to wake up and work together, it's over, and everybody knows it except us.
I agree. I agree
So
110%.
I agree.
Go
I
ahead,
agree
brother.
as well. But let me get one thing understood. Are we after the African resources, or do we want to sell it to our oppressors to try to get money from them? That's what I want to know.
That's
Do we want it ourselves? Do we want the gold for ourselves, the diamonds and the oil and everything else, or do we want to sell it to them to
okay.
try to get money?
Well, I'm going to answer a different question. You say that the Africans don't care about their resources. I say the Africans don't care about each other. Let's start there. Let's start looking at each other as a walking, talking, living, breathing miracle. Let's start there. Christians, Muslims, traditional spiritualists, because I don't see that anywhere. But I know that those enemies that are controlling, that have control this world, they think that they are, but we actually are. So it's time for us to me, it's time for us to fall in love with each other, and then let's let the games begin, and we will be.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, and I think that we're talking from two sides of the same coin here, because it is going to take the black man to realize his power. It is going to take the black man to realize that we are actually the ones, even though these people are the ones interested inside of these resources, but we are actually the ones creating the things that they are using these resources for. Black people are the ones that are coming up with these ideas, these things, that these cell phones, these solar this, these all of these things and these ideas that are making the world move further into technology and just moving forward, period. We're the ones that's actually creating these things. The question is, are we going to get our monkey off our back while we're doing it? And are we going to start caring about the resources directly and start doing it directly? Are we going to continue and let the monkey just grind us on the back while he takes and rides us, the lion? We got a monkey on the back of a lion right now. Okay, we need to get the monkey off the back of the lion and take back over the world the way we need to be standing. But go ahead, Tyree. I hear you over there.
I mean, because I really feel like we're missing something like a critical step in this process, because they're taking the resources, they're building weaponry to take more resources, right? We are using the resources to try to negotiate with military-minded people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, so Ibrahim Traore knows that, hey, they want the gold and everything and the oil and the diamonds and everything out of Burkina Faso so they can fund their warfare against people who look like us.
Burkina
You
Faso.
understand? Right. So if I want to stop them from killing us, I have to cut off their supply. Just like they know that if they want to stop us
Right.
from rising up, they have to keep us from multiplying so fast that they can't control what happens. You understand?
Right.
So what they want to do is keep us at a population level to where they can manipulate us, they can make us feel some type of way about our existence, and then they can, do their thing to us. What we have
I would
not,
like to hear a little bit. Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
what I'm trying to say is we have to use our resources that's in the ground in Africa to do our defense, and they are using it to do their offense, but they have to extract it first. You see what I mean? So
Right.
unless they have the access to extract it, then they can't come and utilize the resources that they stole from us to oppress us with those same resources.
Yeah. I want to hear a little bit from Brother Terrence, being over there on the ground there, on this subject that we're talking about right now. What can you contribute to the mindset over there in regards to the resources?
Yeah, Yeah, what I need to say is the fact that first, the when I listened to the video, and the woman said that until Africa we come together, until we are united, that's the only way we can make progress. That until we unite, we cannot make any progress. Well, I think that's true, because even in Nigeria, I discovered that we are not even united within ourselves. We are not even united. The Igbo man, the Yoruba man, the Hausa man, you discover that we are not united. So it makes it difficult for us to even, you know, even when you have a lot of people on ground who who are aware that these people, that our resources is being taken away from us, and they are using it, against us, in the sense that they take that resources, they go, they build their weapons, and they use it to intimidate us, and they come back to us. So to begin with, we need to unite. Which is the message we must preach, that as African we must unite. Whether you are Ghanaian, you are Nigeria, you are from Morocco, I mean, from, whichever way, Burkina Faso, wherever, we must see ourselves as one. We must unite first. I think
Brother
from
Terrence,
there, yeah.
Brother Terrence, what do you say in regards to how the people on the ground actually feel in regards to the resources that are underground? Do they even, is this something that's spoken about on just on a community level? Is this stuff talked about as far as the resources and all of these things, and how these should be, if it should be extracted, or what should be done with any of these, or do we just put our hands up and just let kind of the government deal with that kind of stuff? What do you say on that?
Yeah, the point is this: even those in government, we don't even trust them, because they, over time, they have betrayed us. You understand? So I feel that if we can extract our resources within ourselves, and if there's a way, we can manage it with ourselves, which still boil down to what we discussed before. Understand that these so-called the Chinese and whatever, they, understand, they know how to go about the stuff, which, they have not, which sometimes we don't even know where to start from. You understand?
Mhm.
So yeah, we don't even know where to start from. So I think there must be a structure on ground, and where we can extract our resources, and we should know and understand how to utilize it within, by ourselves, because whereby we are still allowing them to come over and take this thing, and they offer us peanuts. We discover that at the end of the day, we are still going to be at the loose end. So that
Yeah,
structure must be put in place.
I
So
was
I
watching
think that's
something where the kids in Britain actually go to school to learn how to do mining, and there's no
okay.
mines over there. But the kids here
Yeah.
in Africa are not being taught how to mine their own resources.
Yeah, we are not being taught. Even the oil, I can tell you that the Mobile producing oil, which is located very close to, my town there, it's just a stone throw to my town. I can tell you, if you go there, you can't even find our people, at the top tier of the system. You only get our people working as, what do they call them? I mean, they are just the people at the local level. The major ones,
Mhm.
people there who are, actually earning big monies, and they are the one who knows what comes in and what goes out. They are not our people. You understand?
Yeah.
They only use our
Right.
people as laborer working in, just, probably they need to pack some stuffs out of the place. You understand? I have an uncle who was opportune to work there, you know, and he was just working as a contract staff. And he doesn't work there all the time. It's only when there is some manual job for him, That's when it goes there. And as I'm talking to you, he has not been working there anymore. So we must learn and understand how to, extract our resources and how to utilize it within ourselves. So that
Dr.
structure
Nah,
must be put in place. We must, work towards that, that aspect. Okay?
yeah,
Yeah. So
definitely.
it,
For coming,
yeah.
I'm not sure
Who's
if you
that,
can hear
Sherry?
me.
Yeah, go ahead, Sherry.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sherry.
we do. We don't have the ability to get along. How can we build anything related to our natural resources? So to me, the priority is first, let's learn how to love our brother.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah, that's
And
true.
like
She's talking about the
Tyree,
unity.
like Tyree will keep telling us, if we go about learning how to love, all this time they are going away with the diamonds, the gold, and all those things. So it is time for us to try trusting each other. And I'm not saying take some big money and go throw it somewhere. Like I said, we are talking about an organized structure. Listen, in terms of expertise, do you know how many Africans we have that are out of the country who are petroleum engineers and all sorts of specialists? We have that. But they usually complain, oh, if we go to Ghana or if we go to Nigeria, this and this and this. Africans in the diaspora, it is time for you people to stop being selfish.
Excuse you?
Kwame Nkrumah, I'm not talking about diasporans. I'm meaning
Said Africans in the diaspora.
Oh,
you.
yeah, oh,
Dr.
absolutely.
Sherry, don't be looking for my fight today. I will win.
She about to start a fire over there. Go ahead.
I will win, my sister. But anyway, so I'm calling on my own Africans who are living in America or abroad. Okay, that's the ones I'm talking to, because they always want to say, "Oh, if I go to Ghana, this. If I go to Ghana, listen. Somebody has to sacrifice something for us to get somewhere." And then somebody else can say, "Why aren't you going?" I'm going, just so you know. Obviously, I can't just show up with myself and bare hands and nothing to eat or anything like that. It won't work. Okay, so I suggest that we get together and plan a way, because like I said, you can always do that. The leaders will do that. You can eliminate one bird, but you cannot eliminate a million birds. So let us start thinking collectively instead of everybody doing their own projects in the corner. Let us come together with a structure and with our African American brothers or Black Americans. If they are willing to support us, we will put our monies together. We will take the expertise that we have and we will build something on African soil. And that is where we get to beginning to challenge. Because when we do that, we can run those Chinese people off, because all we have to do is give them competition. You know what I'm saying? And like Baba always says, if any raw material needs to leave Africa, hopefully it won't. But if it does, it will live in the hands of a Black person, somebody who looks like me and you. All right?
Exactly. If these people want to buy those resources, let them buy them from a Black hand so that we're able to invest into the continent. I would love us to continue on, but there's a couple more videos I want to show. Yeah, so can we do, let me see, the one that was there, it's under the one that had Trevor Noah. It's the one right under it. And let me just give a little intro. You know what I'm talking about? It has the little white guy right there.
Yeah, give me a second. I think I do.
Yeah, it's under the one with Trevor Noah and yeah. But let me just set it up. Let me set it up right quick.
Black American laziness.
No. Wait a minute. Let me see. Hold on. No. It's going to be called The Secret to Selling to the Negro. Yeah. So just before I pull it up now, we're getting to the second half of the segment here of the show. I wanted us to dig into the extraction of what's going on with Africans and on the continent. Now I want to dig into the extraction and the power that can be used to loop back once we unite. So we're going to go into the extraction of the Negroes' powers on our side here in America. Let's jump into this one right here.
Okay. make it bigger here.
Well, move that over there. Why don't you move it?
You got the level on that, Joe? Hey, how's this video coming through?
Are the lights hot enough?
Don't forget to dial in close. All right, be sure and stay clear of number 2 camera, and all set. Stand by.
Hello, I'm Bob Trout. I've got a story here that I think is big, really big, because it's bound to have a terrific impact on business. I'm talking about a new market, a big new market, millions upon millions of new prospects with $15 billion to spend. That's right, I said $15 billion. That's a lot of money, isn't it? The surprising thing is that it's a fresh market, still full of opportunities. It grew up so fast, got so big in a hurry, that few of us realize its scope. Now, these days, nobody's likely to pass up chances to sell. And yet right here in our own front yard, there's a neglected market. There's money waiting to be spent. To get the story of this market, to be able to tell you the secret of selling the Negro, we did a lot of digging. We talked to leading businessmen, to customers, and to salesmen. We went to Washington, D.C. We set up cameras and other key points around the nation. And out of this all, there emerged a story, the story of a new market. Yes, this is the market we're talking about, the new Negro family. Their name is Wells or Wilson, Smith or Brown or Alexander or Breen. They live in Chicago, in Atlanta or New York, in Detroit, St. Louis, Los Angeles, any one of 1,000 cities and towns. All over the country, families such as this are enjoying new prosperity. They have new interests, new standards of living, a buying power they've never enjoyed before. They're good prospects for practically all types of goods and services. All too often, though, they're overlooked prospects. Why? Because of some good, valid reason? No. They're overlooked because of mistaken ideas, because of out-of-date ideas about how the Negro lives and how he buys. The truth of the matter is that the Negro lives pretty much the same as other folks. He buys pretty much the same way, too. But just the same, a lot of old doubts and opinions keep cropping up over and over again.
I don't like to do business with Negroes. They're drifters. You can't keep track of them.
Yes, although a lot of people think that way, the truth is that 1 out of every 3 Negro families living in cities today owns its own home. That figure comes directly from the United States Bureau of Census.
Maybe so, but Negroes are poor credit risks.
Not more of a credit risk than any other group. Actually, the Negro home buyer meets his payments faithfully. often more faithfully than other race groups in the same economic level. That's the information we got from people who ought to know, the National Association of Real Estate Boards.
Well, maybe, but I've always heard that Negroes buy shoddy, poor quality merchandise.
No, it's just the other way around. According to leading researchers, in proportion to population and income, Negroes buy more quality products than any other comparable United States group. You see, there are a lot of confused notions about the Negro customer. But when you dig right down and find out about them, they just don't hold water. Negroes own homes. They meet their payments faithfully. They buy good brands of merchandise. So why let a lot of old-fashioned ideas hurt profits? Take a look at the real facts. Here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, some amazing facts and figures about this new market have been uncovered. For a first-hand report, we would like to take you directly to the United States Department of Commerce to hear this story from the Secretary of Commerce himself. Here is the Honorable Sinclair Weeks, the Secretary of Commerce of the United States.
In the Department of Commerce, we are constantly alert to trends that mean a healthier national economy, better business for the nation as a whole. Recently, we have been interested in a rising young market, one that represents a huge potential for goods and services. I'm referring to the new Negro market. The tremendous buying power of this group is backed, of course, by an increased earning power. The average Negro family's income is at a record high. In fact, since 1939, it has increased more than the average income of all other Americans. Just take a look at a few figures. An official Department of Commerce report shows that at least one-third of the Negroes living in cities earn from $2,000 to $5,000 a year. Today, the average Negro wage earner brings home a paycheck 4 times larger than the one he collected in 1939. As a whole, the Negro market has a total income of about $15 billion every year. And after taxes, Negro families still have many billions of dollars to spend. Here is a buying power that cannot help but have a tremendous effect on our national economy and on business prosperity in general. When these dollars are spent for a wide range of goods, services, and employment, business everywhere is bound to feel the impact.
This new buying power has resulted in a class Negro market, a profitable, above-average income group of consumers. For example, the nation's largest newspaper and magazine research organization, Daniel Starch and Staff, reports these significant figures. More than 51% of the readers of Ebony magazine have a record player in their homes. Almost 64% own a television set. And almost 78% enjoy the convenience of an electric refrigerator. It is also a fact, and this is from the magazine The Food Field Reporter, that Negroes spend almost $3 billion a year for food alone. Per capita, they buy more cosmetics, drugs, and toiletries than anyone else in the country. And their children are better educated, too, because since 1930, enrollment in Negro colleges is up 2,500%. But really, to recognize the importance of this class Negro market, we must realize that something has been happening economically in our country. People are on the move. The population is shifting. The makeup of metropolitan populations today is different than it was just a few short years ago. To give you a better idea of what we mean, we set up several cameras, candid cameras, in a number of shopping locations. Take a look at these shoppers. Notice what a large proportion of them are Negroes. What's the reason? It's simply this. Negro families are moving into the cities where there are more job opportunities. Here they find occupations with more prestige and security, jobs that pay more money. As a result, Negro families today often make up the largest part of Central City consumer prospects. A shoe store in Chicago's Loop, for example, reports that more than 50% of its customers are Negroes. In another case, A drugstore located at a transfer point in a non-Negro neighborhood finds that its Negro customers total 25%. The trend is plain. The new Negro families today are moving into more populated areas, to the cities, where there are more stores, more buying opportunities. Since 1940, in San Francisco alone, the Negro market has increased by 89%. In Chicago, by 81%. Houston, Texas, 45%. Philadelphia, 50%. The impact of this new buying force is so tremendous that actually in 14 major United States markets, a product cannot be number one without Negro support. A product must have the backing of this big new buying power to be a leader in the field. What do you have to sell? Chewing gum or cars? Toothpaste or transportation? Whatever it is, here are millions of prospects. And these prospects are everywhere. Negro customers can no longer be pigeonholed. They cannot be classified as prospects who trade only in certain stores, certain neighborhoods. Today, Negroes shop downtown. They shop in supermarkets. They shop in small neighborhood stores. They'll buy from anyone who wants to sell to them. But we all know that before you can sell to customers, you've got to get to know them. You must understand something about them. What do the Negro customers buy? Why do they buy? How do you sell to them? Let's find out. Let's hear the opinion of men who have spent a lifetime studying the buying habits of customers the world over. Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off-brands. Do you wonder why? Well, listen to what this customer is thinking.
That last hat I bought just didn't hold up at all.
You see, for a long time, the Negro has been sold a lot of shoddy, second-class merchandise. So now he asks for name brands in order to make sure he gets his money's worth. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware. But she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. Listen to her thoughts.
My, isn't it beautiful? I can hardly wait to show it to Sally and Joan.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made. So remember, the Negro buys quality merchandise. That's the second important point. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. Don't try to switch him at the point of sale. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
There's a reason for this reaction. Again, because he's had experience with cheap merchandise, the Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer. Another point.
Dr. Nah, can you pause that one?
Together, as a group.
Stop it.
There's one that I just put on there, but I want to play that one after the Dr. Phil. Can you click to the Dr. Phil one? I mean the Phil show real quick, because it kind of adds on to this right here. And then I want to top it off with the last one that I just sent you.
Okay, let me see. Dr. Phil.
But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how the resources, that's what I mean by they've extracted resources from us on both ends. Like they understood if we steal the resources from one side, we have to do the same thing on the other side. We have to target them to make sure that they don't have. So they made sure that they found a way to utilize us for their betterment. It's always a way, it's always an angle that's being used by them for them to take our resources. But we give them to them. That's the crazy part on both sides. We just put our hands up and we give them to them. You know.
Okay, please, Baba, which one is it? The one that the myth of Black American?
It's the one. Hold on. Hold on. Let's get this. It's the one that says the myth of Black America.
The myth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay. Hopefully this one.
Because we have to always know when we're combating propaganda. Now, this Black Americans are lazy crap, the numbers don't agree with that, not whatsoever. And we want to look at just one number, maybe even a few, to show you and bring to you how Black Americans actually are not lazy, but we are the top economic group within the diaspora more than anybody else. Anybody that immigrate here and tell you that, oh, you Black Americans are lazy, our spending power is way more than the gross domestic product of their own nation. Okay. None of them even come close to $1 trillion. None of them. So let me show you real quick what our spending power is as Black Americans. Actually, it went up since the last time I saw it. So let's check this out. Nielsen right now. And they did a report about engaging Black audiences. See, they always worrying about engaging us. You understand what I'm saying? Why? Why they worry about engaging us? Why do we are the people that they target? This is why. Now they say 48 million people minus immigrants. They say the Black community is saying the U.S. is young and growing in both size and economic impact. For advertisers looking to reach this powerful consumer segment, this is what they're saying. We are a powerful consumer segment, understanding who they are, what motivates them, how they consume media, and what pushes them to purchase is key to creating authentic connections. Now, what I want to focus on is right here in the report. 2.1 trillion with a T, not billion with a T. 2.1 trillion. It said Black Americans' buying power has grown 2.4% since 2000 to $2.1 trillion. And the source of the Select Center for Economic Growth, Terry College of Business, and the University of Georgia. Now, to get up to $2.1 trillion, let's go ahead on and ask just some logical questions here. Logical question number one. Last time I checked, people who are lazy, last time I checked, don't work. If you don't work, you cannot grow your consumer spending power by not even $1. How is it that we grown our spending power to $2.1 trillion and it's projected to go higher in 2026? How is that happening? If we're so lazy as Black Americans, how is that happening? See, I'm a firm believer of this. People can lie all day, but numbers numbers is not going to lie. Math, it just don't lie to you. It's showing you not only that we work, but collectively we have been successful. Our only issue is our money goes out of our community and it never stays in it. Even if we kept $1 trillion of that money within the black community, we can get somewhere. And that's what they are, beyond which, that's what they're really worried about. Us saying, you know what? I'm going to delineate from these people's businesses. See, that's where the delineation movement gets dangerous for them. First, it's seen to be political. Eventually, delineation is going to turn to business. And these companies are walking on eggshells of black Americans right now, because they know at any moment they can be targeted for a boycott. And they want every dollar that we have as black Americans, because they want to tap into that 2.1 trillion spending power that we have. You know how we got that? You know how we got it? Hard work, innovation, entrepreneurship. That's how we have a spending power that high. See, black Americans aren't lazy by a long shot. Black Americans are doing very well for ourselves in America. We really are. All these people that had to flee there where they come from and then go tell us we're lazy. Actually, you're the lazy one. I didn't have to leave my country. I didn't have to do anything. We're doing okay. Actually, we're growing in spending power. You coming over here starting all over from scratch because you chose to. Now, let's get to the myth side of black people being lazy. Now, the lazy stereotype, and we all know this, it happened starting off in slavery. That's how it happened. It's to rationalize the brutal exploitation and continued through Jim Crow, mass incarceration. And it was never about truth, always about control. And unfortunately, some of our people believe that crap. Unfortunately, some of our people beat up other black people. Oh, why are you getting food stamps and welfare? And then now we live in the information age. We know white folks get the majority of all of it. We don't. And I tell black people this: if you can qualify for a program, get it. If you qualify, get it. Don't feel ashamed when these folks do it all day long, baby. Now, the economic reality. You don't generate 2.1 trillion in annual spending power by sitting on your hands and being lazy and being a bum. Black Americans, have been the foundational labor, agriculture, industrial, cultural, and digital. Because also the digital economy is what we lead to, like what we're doing now, the digital economy. I had the folks the other day. One of them was mad at me, boy. Oh, now they're using AI to say stuff about us or whatever. I'm like, yeah. We're going to report the news. We're going to talk about different issues. Yes, we're going to use AI for that. Some of my people may not even understand that, but they'll get it later. They'll get it. Because as a lot of us as black Americans, we think forward. Some of our people, it may take them time to catch up, and that's okay. But a lot of us is right there on the forefront and want to be doing different things in our community. We want to dominate in the digital side too. Now, I say when a group's economic contribution is undeniable, those who benefit from the labor must distract, discredit and demonize, and is maintain social hierarchy and justify exclusion from wealth building. So what they try to do, they know we got this spending power, and they know that we got to worry about if they're going to delineate from our businesses. Also, we got to try to prevent them from gathering that money together and displacing us too. So they try their best to keep things going among us. That's why I say the best way to keep black people not working together is to keep us fighting. Divide and conquer. They've been doing that forever. That's how they got to where they at. Divide and conquer. Everywhere they go, they divide and conquer. Okay? And we got to start falling for that. Now, let's get to the point of the immigrants. Now, immigrants repeat that lazy lie. How many times have you heard that? Immigrants say, you black Americans are lazy. I came over here with $2. I got this and that. There's no way you came over here with $2 and got what you have. That's a lie. You could tell that to people that don't know nothing about business and commercial real estate, but you can't tell me that because I know you're a lie. They didn't just give you that lease. You didn't tell them, oh, man, all I got is $2, man. Can you just give me 3 months and I can pay you? No. you had to have the money to do so. So stop lying. You didn't get your business with $2. Maybe you went work some jobs and saved your money to get it and buy a product or whatever. I can believe that a lot more. But just I came over here with $2 and this is why I'm at right now. You're a lie. Then they have certain set asides. The Democrats giving immigrants SBA loans and all of that. They were telling the banks that they couldn't discriminate against them in housing, getting home loans. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit up there. Oh, you Black Americans been here this long, and how is it that I got whatever? Because the American government helped you, and they won't help us. It's just that simple. Now they said a lot of them don't want to assimilate into America, but the unfortunate part, the only part they want to assimilate to, and it don't matter where they come from. A lot of them want to assimilate into America, and they, especially the non-Black ones for sure. And say they enter a system where anti-Blackness is the price of admission, and say it's a social contract. So social contract, they are taught subtly or directly that aligning with the dominant anti-Black society, it says secures proximity to whiteness, and say an opportunity or safety. Well, that don't mean much of nothing these days, right? Because as you can see clearly, many of them tried that, and ICE is still picking them up and getting them on out of here. So we told all these other groups never make a deal with the devil. Okay. Now, another thing, they talking about a survival competition. They say to get ahead, some adopt narratives and say that position Black Americans as failures, justifying their own progress. And say as hard earned and deserved. And say it becomes zero-sum competition engineered by the dominant society. That's why they try to undermine us on jobs and bring them in and all of that, because they try to disrupt what we have going on. They don't want, listen, they always trying to disrupt what we're doing. They don't want us to build. They don't want us to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? But we are not a lazy people. We have worked very hard from day one. Now, also with immigrants, they say many just repeating American history. They don't know anything.
We could take it from those two spots on both of those two videos.
Okay.
I just want to say going in, we have always had resources, Black people, on both sides. We just finished hearing it going from 15 billion to 2.1 trillion of spending power. But we also heard that money is not staying in our community. That money is spinning right out, going to the same people that are extracting all of those goods out of Africa. So from both sides, we are being extracted from. And we seem to have a problem with letting go and coming together and building. And this is where we need to make the rubber hit the road and really start making something happen. We have got to find a way to come together and bring these two resources together so that we can get the proper engine rolling, so that we can build Black people, build Black nations. This is what we needed. I just need to hear from some of the people on the panel. What are you guys thinking about these two videos here?
Am I on mic? Okay, I'll let somebody else speak, but first of all, let me just say this. Just so you know, I know that I have my very good friend who is streaming this program in Ghana right now. So I just want to speak to the people on the ground a little bit, and then also speak to my Black Americans over here. So this back and forth thing between African Americans and they don't want to call that, so Black Americans and Africans have been going back and forth. I think it's been about 2 weeks now. And it's really big in the USA, right? Whenever you turn on TikTok, you turn on Facebook, everywhere is there. Oh, and this, and then insults are going back and forth. First of all, I want to say shame on both of you guys. Shame on both of you guys to allow yourself to be fooled again, like the way they fooled our ancestors, okay? Now, secondly, I called Ghana, and I also spoke to my friend Terrence. And Terrence, you can speak to this one, because when I spoke to my people in Ghana, they said, what are you talking about? We don't see anything about Black Americans against Africans. And I'm like, wait a minute. What are you talking about that you don't see anything? I said there's a serious thing. Black Americans are threatening to boycott African businesses. I am saying this so that you guys understand when I say that we are being divided so that we can be conquered. Okay? Terrence, are you there? Tell me a little bit about what's going on the ground in Nigeria in terms of what you just seen where Black Americans against Africans versus Black Americans. Are you able to speak? Maybe he's not able to speak right now, but I'm sure he will come on. But it shocked me. It shocked me that they don't know anything about the so-called Africans don't like Black Americans, and then the Black Americans are fighting back. It is not there. So we have to understand that this social media thing, if we are not careful, it will bring us all down. We need to be wise. Whenever we see something on there, don't just jump on it and also start continuing with the insults. Because for all we know, this thing was maybe AI that said something bad about this group and that group, and then all y'all just jump on it like we've never met before. You continue to forget that your ancestors is also our African ancestors as well. Regardless of how you feel about how the exchange went on, which I know they have not told you all the truth about how the whole slave thing, prisoner of war thing came about. But one more time, let me reiterate, it is not every Black American that was sold as a slave. Some were sold. I don't have numbers because they didn't keep records of who they stole and who they kidnapped and who they, whatever they did, right? I just want to say that you have pain. I understand. I, as an African, I am willing to make myself available for us to sit. So this is going to all the Black American leaders. Please, anytime that we feel like we are not getting along, let us have a dialogue. Because I'm telling you, even if you choose to fight me, I will never raise my hand against you. Because for me, blood does not go against blood. It will be a taboo for me to raise my hand against somebody who looks just like me, somebody who we share blood with. I will not do it. So please stop this black on black hate, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let me stop there. Somebody else wants to jump in. What happened to Terrence? I know he's also struggling to, not Terrence,
Yeah.
but what's his name?
No, I
Terrence,
just think that it's amazing that we're in such a place where growth and development is literally at our fingertips. And we choose to allow these narratives to continue to keep us separated when we have everything that we need to make Black people really gain power again. And then on top of that, we have now, they screwed up again, just like they screwed up when they let us infiltrate them in every sector of the economy and every sector of the military. And, they mess up again and they create AI. And now this is a tool that even white people don't know how to use this one. Only a few people really know how to use it. So they've leveled the playing field now to where we can actually empower ourselves on other levels that we couldn't before. And if we could just come together and bring the unity, invest into the continent, because that's another thing is you got the ADOS and foundational Black Americans, all of this stuff. The thing that I always say is, we, as Black people, we don't have this continent. They need to stop thinking so much about this continent. This continent has done nothing. It extracted from our ancestors that was in slavery. It extracted from our ancestors that was here before they got here. It extracted from us when we got out of slavery, when we started to build our own cities. And it's extracting from us right now through our labor working through their corporations. And then when we get our check, not only are they stealing the money out of the check through their taxes, they'll also got our mind going where we're buying and bringing that money right back to them. right back to them. The money does not even circulate in the black community at all. So it's just crazy to me how we have not learned how to unify with those on the continent so we can take this spending power that we got, invest into what's needed in Africa, invest into the resources, use our mental mindsets and all our good intuition and our invention and our strategy and all of these things that we do for these people. We literally do all of these things for these people, but we are not doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it for ourselves. And this is going to be the demise of black people. If we don't hurry up and make something happen, if we don't hurry up and build ourselves together and make something happen, this is going to be the demise of the black people. They ain't got to kill us off. They proved that a million times. All they got to do is keep us in slavery, which we are all in right now today. Slavery doesn't mean, we tend to think that slavery is whips and chains. Slavery is way past whips and chains. It has a whip and a chain on your mind. It has a whip and a chain on your actions. It has a whip and a chain on how you treat your own. It has a whip and a chain on how you build for your own family. Most people cannot even you can't hand the job down to your children. Black people are not building businesses on a level that we're supposed to. That's one thing that I like about the African continent, that it's a gift and a curse on the African continent. Because if your family doesn't come together to build business, to get yourselves out of poverty, you're going to starve. Getting a job ain't going to get you nowhere on the continent. At least it gives you the sense of understanding the importance of entrepreneurship. Here in America, we have completely lost what entrepreneurship actually means to the black family and to how it takes you out of slavery, takes your family out of slavery. We have got to change this. We have got to change this. It's very heartwarming. It's very heart discerning. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. But Terrence, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, but my network has been acting funny. But I think I can say something now. Yes.
Okay. Did you hear what I was asking you?
Yeah, you. I think you were asking me about the misconception that we have about the Blacks American, right?
Yeah, I was asking about when you see your social media, right? Are you seeing anything about Black Americans threatening to boycott African shops?
Yeah, I've had that. I've actually heard about that, but I did not really pay much attention because based on the fact that we've been discussing, but I know that is actually going on in the social media. I've heard a couple of guys, talking about it. But for me, I know all these things are just they are just trying to to bring disunity among us. All those are just they are just misconceptions. So they know once we unite, everything is possible. Yeah. And as long as
what I'm asking is that on the ground, like when you see Nigerians walking around on a daily, are they there saying that they don't like African Americans?
No, definitely. Like what I said before. There has been a whole lot of misconception. You understand? Some of us has been misinformed. Yeah. And I think the good thing is that the more we are becoming closer to ourselves, the more we are beginning to know the truth, and the more we're beginning to understand ourselves. Some of us, we've been told in the past that the Blacks Americans, they are gangster, they are these blah 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 stuff like that. And I even had a friend, a friend told me then, he said, if you're looking for somebody to build a relationship with, why don't you look for a white woman? And I'm like, bro, if I can't be comfortable with a black person of which we share the same color and everything, then how else can I be comfortable with a white woman? That I've never envisioned that. So we have been misinformed, and all of this is just to create disunity among us. The same way that they have been telling people over there, some negativity about Nigerians, about Ghana and everything. But at this point, I think we've come to better understanding that these guys are just trying to, they have seen the future, that if we come together, if we are united, we can take back what belongs to us. And so they will do everything as well as, go ahead and spread fake news, propaganda and everything, and AI trying to, to make people believe the negative thing about ourselves. So I think the truth is that we must really come together first, just like what um, um, the doctor said, Cherry White. We must love ourselves. We must come together, you understand, to be able to understand ourselves, to be able to, do away with some of those wrong information that we have been, we have been told.
It's internet again.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got the point. I mean, it's nothing
Yeah.
on the ground where Africans are protesting that they don't want, African Americans and all Black Americans and all that. So please, for those of you who are feuding in the world of social media, know that it is not real. It is not something that's on the ground. A lot of Africans on the continent are like, what? We don't know that. We didn't know that we are at the war. So let's put down our words, what is sword of words? I call it sword of words, and stop piercing each other where we know it will hurt the most, because all of that dishonors our ancestors. Okay? All right. Is that the end or is there one more? The video.
Yeah, no, that's the end. We're good. We can go ahead and close out.
Yeah,
Um,
so mhm.
yeah, so
Okay,
I
since you
want
are
to
gonna
just
close,
thank.
let me say my point and then you finish
No,
up
go
since
ahead.
you
Yes, go ahead.
So, brothers and sisters, whether you are on the continent or whether you are in America and you consider yourself Black Americans, I've come to, I've made peace with the term FBA. I want to just look at the FBA as another tribe, just like we have, I don't know, millions, hundreds of tribes in Africa. We have Ashanti, Dagbani, Ewe, Igbo. There's plenty. Dinka, Noe, many, Tutsi. It's a lot. So I've come to a conclusion that I will accept the FBA as another tribe. And I'm fine with that. Only if they are not saying they are not Africans because they are ashamed of Africans. And also, if they still want to stand with us. Because if they choose not to stand with us as a unit, that's fine too. But I want the FBA to know that all of the FBA put together and put in one corner is still going to be easier for the enemy to eliminate you than when we stay together with us. I'm talking about all the Black folks in the world, all the dark-skinned people in the world. Standing with us will make sure that you survive to have children and children and children's children. So I would suggest that instead of seeing how unique you are, we are all unique. We are all different individuals. Even as a tribe, in tribes, there are different people. So just accept the fact that the enemy, the oppressor, sees us all as the same. One drop of dark skin blood in you, they're gonna call you out. So why don't we just all stand together and squash this pain and everything? It's okay to talk about your pain, but try to not use like such aggressive words, disrespecting cultures. And I want to tell the Africans who may have accidentally told the Black Americans that they don't have a culture. Okay, so we share common ancestors. How do you think an ancestor, listen, as Black folks, when we are born, the moment we get onto the earth, we are dancing, we are breathing because we are the earth. We are the earth that we come from, okay? So with that said, how can a Black American not have a culture? When they came from our ancestors, and we know that Africa is a people of rich cultures, right? So stop that thing. Whatever our Black Americans have become is because they are evolving with the culture that they brought with, and they continues and continues because we are just simple, great people. We don't stay in one place. We keep changing. We keep coming up with new things. We're stylish like that. We're awesome like that, right? So I just want to say, I don't hate anybody, and I know you don't hate me because we share the same ancestors. I love you all, wherever you are. Please take hands with somebody who is African or somebody who is Black American today, and from today on, choose to sit and dialogue rather than taking whatever they tell you and running with it, because it's gonna destroy us. So that's it for me. Thank you so much. His Terrence is coming back, so he can get to make his own conclusion then. But yeah.
Yeah,
Terrence,
no, I'm not so nice when it comes down to this the FBA thing. I don't want to accept no extra new tribes and all of this stuff. We don't need separation here in America. In the Africa has enough tribal problems as it is. We don't need to start no tribal problems over here. And then on top of that, the crazy part about it is if you're saying foundational Black America, well, guess what? African Americans helped foundate America. So we were here from, the beginning too. So, with that, I'll just leave that there. But what I will say is the misconception that African Americans have for Africans and the misconception that Africans have for African Americans, we need to learn how to unite and actually ask questions. Don't come up with these things on our own just because we've heard it from our people in our own sector, our own little portion of area that we're in. You need to sit down and really get some breakdown from what we really are, what we've really done, and who we really are. In regards to culture, everything that you think that you see of culture in America is actually African American culture because we created it all. I mean, all of it. So anything, if you're saying that African Americans don't have no culture, then you might as well say America has no culture at all too, which is crazy because you're over there listening to rock and roll. You're over there listening to country music. You're over there listening to blues. You're over there listening to hip hop. You're over there, listen. Culture is something that we are born with. We all gonna have. It's how we live, how we breathe, how we move, how we keep our ambition, our invention, our protests, all of these things lead into who we are and what our culture is, right? So that's what makes what culture is. So I don't understand why people would even say that kind of thing. But what I will say is I want to thank everybody for checking out the show today. We covered some good points today. I think that we'll continue to grow and we continue to push the narrative so that we can unify Africans from both sides, from all sides, because we are a global people. We are global citizens, global citizens. Every continent is really ours, and we need to take them back, and that's what it is. But thank you so much, and you guys have a blessed night, and enjoy the rest of your night. Eat you something well, sleep something well. God bless you.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that.
Terrence, you can say your concluding words, and I'm gonna check and see if anybody has any comment or question or something that I need to read. Okay, so you can go
so
ahead
far
and
so
summarize.
so far so good. I've really enjoyed our discussion, though my network has been off and on. But I think what I have to say is what I've been saying, that we need to work together, and whatever misconception we are being told about ourselves, we need to do away with it and come together. We must spread that love. We must preach unity, irrespective of our differences and whatever. If there's any misunderstanding within ourselves, we must do away with, and we should not allow a negative information from the social media or whatever, to hinder, to be an hindrance to our goals. So let's continue to preach love. Let's continue to push and unite. And I tell you, with unity, we are going to achieve our aim. So everybody, thank you very much. I appreciate. Do enjoy and have a blessed weekend.
Thank you so much, Brother Terrence, for holding the fort down in Nigeria. Today, the Ghana folks were not able to, I think they're having network problems too. But we'll keep connecting our people together. Anytime, if you ever have any question or anything like that, please feel free to send me a message. I'm willing to sit down with whoever to discuss. I just also want to announce that from now on, we're going to be having, meetings where we are going to be bringing African Americans together with Africans on the continent and also over here to do what we call peace talks. We have to dialogue. We don't boycott. Siblings don't boycott each other, because what are you going to do? Give each other's blood back because you are sharing the same blood. So how are you going to boycott? We don't boycott because we're siblings. And what we do is that we dialogue. We talk it out and we work it out until we get to where we want to be. And everybody is at least happy or satisfied. So thank you so much, Baba, for hosting the show today. You've been fantastic. It's been amazing. I want to give a shout out to the brothers who are watching. We got Titus, Busby, of course, by watching, and then Neil Golden is watching. Ansa Sultana Kamara X is watching, and thank you guys.
That's my sister right there. That's my sister. Hold it down, sis.
Yeah.
Yep.
She said,
I'm gonna bring her.
We all have the same
bring on the show soon.
That's right, sister. Yeah, cool. So anyways, bye everybody. I love you. I will be on TikTok tonight hosting again, just having people come and talk about their experiences with each other. We're not gonna shout, we're not gonna fight, but come and express your pain, whatever experiences you've had with the other side, so that we can work it out and live in peace. I love you people. You know it. Wherever you are, if you're Black, if you like me, I say get excited, because you know what? Changes are coming, but don't allow us to be divided again like it happened before. I love you guys. Bye for now.
Achomi Abigail Aje, info la Noyaa TV kwemo. The call ameni bi papa ini amechio. Wa me kan for la Noyaa TV. For la Noyaa TV kwemo. Eja ke amebake han gandang me fe.
Achomi Adam Tena kote. Nchuo cashew no chumo. The coffee. Yes, poto. Ni me recommend la Noyaa TV you there. Kefe kwemo la Noyaa TV. I'm back and gandang befe.
Big Beji Hetty. I tell me who are they. One count for la Noyaa TV can hang a film. You like ya, you share, and you follow me. Yeah, all social media platform. I'm back and gandang befe.
I tell me who should apa. Inchwani abempo legis ye East Lagos. Working in enyo. Mpe la Noyaa TV. Ngona ga no koneken eba. Ni ba chon wo kusum ni wo ba kase no ni ji wo no eja keshin woni bi papa ifen mewo ni station se fe ba fe tree me ka chante me ke ni bi na me ken ameken hewa anunya ye wode ewo ni la Noyaa TV ba ne won panye fa mo fian mo gbe ken wo nupa o gan dan gbe fin wo ka woni enyo amomi bia na me all social medias content una me here very educative. Ni ba wa gan dan gbe fin o won pe mo fian mo kemba la Noyaa TV.
Mingbe GT na bless. Minji the CEO of Time in Season. Beke bia talo nu pa ka me ko to ka ji fin ko ba bi oba na. Iye George Alasan o ko asara je egbe no. Mi ka fo la Noyaa TV habo. Ha mo mi se, ha mo tu ejole. Ewo mo fe mo ekwe. Ameba han gadan gbe fin.
Acho mi oduesa, mi we kenje la papa. Mo fi am follow na la Noyaa TV. I'm a Johnny B Papai program Papai. No, I'm a follow la Noyaa TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everything I follow la Noyaa TV. I'm a back here, a dang with
your friend me die na entry. Me pa my dear. Me wo a papa, Oko Asala, Unity Sports Nechi. Me can fo la Noyaa TV, I'm Obi Biara. On morning show. Morning tea, sports, any entertainment. Omobama ga adang me phone na obiara hwede bia ye hwe ni die wo ho me kan fo mamu obiara show sabdi crazy edomo hey sabdi
Igbaji and Stopo Anna. Ni bia ne chini do mo mi to ma recommend la Noyaa TV e ha mo fiamo nje la girl school iko la Noyaa TV dan na me ba ke ha wo gan adangbe fe no mo fiamo ko ya wo mi no ko la Noyaa TV ame programs fe for ni ko bo che o tase no obodo ye o mi ba show ye about nga come lebi wa fi oso mo papa ko be fo obe TV e mi ame underspeed understand only fin la Noyaa TV Facebook jo Instagram jo Twitter jo ngbo ba che fi no ba che ya je mi no bo la Noyaa TV to